Maybe you can see them on the camera, they're all looking at me. Same thing here. Everybody's looking at me, and as soon as I actually look at them, then they look away.
Baba, pwede mag-dyan? Hello, Hungary.
Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm at a zoo in Addis Ababa, and I just wanted to show you these birds again, if it comes over this way. These birds are the ugliest ones in all of Eastern Africa. Saw a whole bunch of them in Tanzania. But I don't know if I really recommend coming here though, because it's kind of a depressing place to see the lion like this. There's I think what, 4 lions here? 4 or 5 lions here. They're special because maybe I'll zoom in on the video that these lions in Ethiopia are the only ones that have a black mane. But yeah, like I said, it looks so depressed. You know, we saw lions the other week in the Serengeti, and when they're actually out like in the wild, yeah, they look so much, I don't want to say happy, there's no such thing as a happy looking lion, but I definitely can see a sad looking lion, and that's the face of a sad lion. His eyes just say that he's so bored.
Yeah, they're listening to the music here, which is in the middle of nowhere, like middle of Sarah in the city.
You know, they used to say that I look so bright in the sun. They used to say that Addis is one of the most polluted cities. I know Cairo for sure is really polluted, but a lot of people give Addis, they say it's like a dusty, overcrowded, polluted city. And so I feel bad for these lions being like, literally this place is like, it's like a little triangle park in the center of the city. So it's kind of sad. But the other stuff here, okay, so it was $100, 100 birr?
100 birr, like $2.
For foreigners, it's 100 birr to come here.
But for 2 person, put 2 person, so $1 for me, $1 for
50. Yeah, but 50 each for us, but only 10
for the locals.
For locals. There's also some tortoises over here. Again, better in Tanzania, perhaps. You know, I have to say, all the locals are all looking at me. And some of them speak English, but you know, us. Maybe you can see them on the camera, they're all looking at me. It's kind of interesting here. I was just sitting at a cafe just a little bit ago, and every single person, literally every single person looks up and looks at me as a white person. That they hey! They, as they're walking by, everybody's like looking at me like a side eye, and then as soon as I make eye contact with them, then they look away like, oh, I wasn't looking. But same thing here. Everybody's looking at me, and as soon as I actually look at them, then they look away. Actually, you know, I was trying to count white people the other day here.
Oh yeah?
I only saw 1 white person.
1 white girl.
In all of Addis. Addis is like 8 million people or something, and we were driving through the city for like 2 hours. I only saw 1 person. Only 1 white person.
Baba, pwede mag-dyan? Hello, Hungary.
So many. I know, I guess our technique, proven technique I guess, is just to speak a different language. It always works. So now Shubham and I are at an Indian restaurant, but one thing I want to talk about is this idea of traveling in Africa as, I was going to say as an American, but really as a white person. That, so I think I mentioned a while back that the other day, as we were driving through the city, we were driving for like 3 hours altogether throughout the city, and I was actually like, it's kind of interesting to me to try and count how many white people I can find, and I'm not even kidding, I saw literally only 1 person in the huge capital city, but the reason I mention this is that if it takes that much work just to find 1 white person, that if I go walking on the street here, that everybody looks at you. Everybody stares at you. But more importantly, this other thing that I wanted to mention. So, like I said, we're sitting at this restaurant now, actually Indian restaurant, because of course he likes Indian food. And of course there's always these kids.
I'm not a kid.
But these kids that are sitting over there, and all these kids follow you, and they always give you the exact same hand gesture. Shubham, can you show me the hand gesture? The gesture that everybody uses? Yeah. The exact same thing, always asking for money, but asking for money for food and everything. So, in Tanzania, it's sometimes the adults, but here it's almost exclusively just the kids that ask. There's a lot of street kids here. But the other important thing is that in other countries and other places that I noticed this, that they'll just ask, and if you just deny it right away, okay, then they'll just like walk away. But here, even if you deny it, they'll still just stand there and they'll stare at you for like another like 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and they'll follow you around. But it always just keeps you on edge. Like there's no way that you can shake it off. So it's just part of traveling here. I just wanted to clarify a bit what I meant by like staying on edge, because it's not like I'm necessarily like afraid of the kids, or if I see a kid coming at me, then I'm gonna go like dart off to the other side of the street or something. But if I can like respectfully say, based on my own experience and my own observations, is that African people by and large can be very like their mood can flip very quickly. So like I was saying, like throughout my entire series, that Ethiopians are like some of the most hospitable people that I've met in the world, like super friendly. They'll do anything for you. But it's not only them, it's all people in Africa, that they can be super nice, they can be smiling, you can be having a good time, but if you say that one wrong thing, then just immediately it flips, and like they can get very angry very quickly. And actually that Indian restaurant that I'm sitting in right there, later on that night, I didn't videotape it because it's never a good thing to videotape fights, but that exact thing happened, that there's some people, they were all drinking, and one person said the wrong thing to another, and they got up and they started like having like a full out like brawl in the middle of the street, a fist fight, and there's like 50 people gathering all around just like staring, and nobody does anything, everybody just stares. It's not like other places though where people videotape. Everybody just stands there and they just kind of like, they just like watch just as it's happening. But like I was saying, so it can be really quick, and so you need to avoid those kinds of scenarios, especially in Ethiopia, and as it gets later at night, especially like there is in this video, that one of the biggest danger things, like there's not really lots of major crime that goes on in Ethiopia, but there is lots of like petty crime. There'll be lots of like there can be pickpocketing and that kind of stuff at night, or if you're walking by someone, they'll grab your leg and pull you down and then grab your stuff and run off. But almost all the time that happens with the kids. And so like when you start giving something to one of those kids, then all the other kids see it and they'll all start running up to you, and they'll start asking, and then soon you're surrounded by like a horde of like 10 kids. And then as soon, just like I said before with this flip personality, as soon as you say no or you say the wrong thing, then you have a whole mob of 10 kids that'll be digging through your pockets or doing anything to get something out of you. I guess like the part of the reason why I principally, and maybe also Shubham as well, don't try to give in to this kind of thing, is that like somebody has to stop it. Like somebody has to kind of start that change, that it's not such a normal thing anymore. I don't want to like place any blame, but like almost entirely the blame lies on the like international workers, the aid workers especially. So if you go to like Sudan, you go to Rwanda, Ethiopia, Tanzania, a lot of these like poverty-stricken countries that there's lots of help from the UN and all this kind of stuff. When those people from the UN come, and when they first started coming, the same thing happened actually in Cambodia over in Asia, that when they come, then you probably heard stories of like where they give them like a pen or something to appease the kids, and then soon it goes from a pen to them giving them a $1. And of course every kid loves to get like a $1, but then it sets on this precedent then for all these kids that every time that they see a white person, then they just expect that they're going to give them money. Like they expect that they're going to give them a $1. And when they don't, then it's like, of course they get angry because they're like, hey, like that's not what I was told. But anyway, so like I was saying, there's like the more and more you keep doing it. So like if I see these kids and they keep asking for money, which they're not actually asking for money for food, like because I'll give them food and they'll turn down food. They just want the money. But if you start giving them the money, then the next time they're going to ask the next person for money, and then money, and maybe it gets even more and more. Like they want more money then. So somebody just has to kind of like say no, and so it kind of just breaks the chain a bit. But like I said, it's just a part of life there, and it's just kind of what it's like traveling there. So I just wanted to show you guys what that's like.